Welcome to another edition of the CS Podcast, where you can hear interviews with special guests such as
Dale Buchanan, Tom Waddle, Pierre Desir, Brent Berry, Ed Werder,
and many others.
Too big, too strong, too fast, too good.
So be sure to subscribe and tune in to the CS Podcast on YouTube at youtube.com/ChristianRE722.
Did you not get the memo?
That's www.youtube.com/ChristianRE722 for great interviews. Be sure to check out the CS Podcast.
You are ridiculous.
Welcome back to the CS Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Shanafel, and I'm now joined by 2015 NFL Draft prospect, defensive tackle out of Lincoln University, Hosea Crooms. I appreciate you taking some time to chat, Jose. What's going on?
Not much, man. I appreciate the opportunity to you to hear my voice. I appreciate the platform.
Hey, the pleasure's all mine, and let's get right to it. I know you're from Florida. In high school, you had a lot of success in football, track, and even weightlifting. I just want to start off by asking a pretty simple question, and that is, why did you decide to attend Lincoln University and play for the Lions?
I came to Lincoln, coming out of high school, there was a lot of competition to go to Division I places. I was going to the University of Illinois. Ron Zook had got fired, and so I was stumbling around, trying to contact different coaches, and I was contacted by Coach Herbert Pickens, who was defensive coordinator at Lincoln University. He told me, you can come up here. I like you. You come up here. You can be a stable on my defense and run a three-man front. I can use you. We're in the CIAA, which is the oldest historically black college athletic conference, and definitely it's a powerhouse. We have teams like Winston-Salem, Virginia State, Virginia Union, different teams like that come from out of our conference. It's also a big basketball conference. So I came here. I appreciate the opportunity to come, and the rest is big history. 4 years later, here I am talking to you.
Hey, here you are talking to me about your future and the possibilities of playing in the NFL. Certainly can't go wrong with that. And honestly, I did not know that you were originally going to come here to Illinois. This show's broadcasted out of Illinois, the south suburbs. I'm about an hour away from the city of Chicago, so I certainly did not know that. That's definitely interesting. But here you are at Lincoln, and throughout your 4 years at Lincoln, Jose, you've racked up, I believe, 71 tackles, 8.5 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, and a fumble recovery. As a team, the Lincoln Lions have struggled as you guys only went 5-35 during your time there. How would you describe your overall college experience, though? I know you guys didn't have a lot of team success, but I gotta think there's some positives to take out of it.
Yeah, fortunately, I was able to play all 4 years with one of my best friends from high school, Carl Richardson. He came in as a linebacker. He finished his career as a defensive end. So I was able to go through 4 years of growth and maturity with a good childhood friend. I built bonds with a lot of these guys that I cherish forever. When I came in, I made a real good friend with the then nose guard, Eugene Lancaster. Because when I came in, we had a huge nose guard, so I was a starting defensive end. Pretty much the bonds that I made with people, the coach that brought me in, Coach Herbert Pickens, he's now the assistant head coach. This guy looks out for me like a father. I mean, he makes sure I'm on top of my grades. He makes sure everything is going well now with like getting ready for the draft and stuff like that, pro days and stuff. And I love my school. Lincoln University is like a big family. So regardless of when I was just a freshman coming in, out of Florida, a little kid, well not little, but this big kid with dreads playing defensive tackle, to now NFL prospect, I was always treated the same. And that's good because, it's not what I did, but who I am. Because I'm a Lincoln Lion, I'm going to get the same treatment. Okay, you might be a big NFL prospect, but you're still a Lincoln student. So have your butt in class, and I just really cherish my experience. Everything. 4 years of grinding it out. This year we played on ESPN 3 for our first game of the season. We beat Howard Training University, and that was a big game for me, as well as everyone on my team. And, like I told people when I was at the National Bowl, when you play college football, it's like a big fraternity. Always know somebody from somewhere, and I just appreciate the opportunity to come into this fraternity through Lincoln University.
It certainly sounds like you have a lot of school pride. It seems like you really, it seems like you're really enjoying your time at Lincoln University, both in classes and on the football field. And you know, of course, nobody likes losing. And like I said, you guys went 5-35 throughout your time at Lincoln, Jose. Do you feel that the lack of success you guys had as a team ever affected your game individually? Was there ever any moments where you weren't motivated due to the lack of team success?
No. That was never the case. Primarily because no matter what, I'm going to always go to war with those guys. You get what I'm saying? If the United States of America was to ever lose a war, that wouldn't stop us from defending and protecting our borders against the next nation. And that has always been my mindset. Okay, we might have lost this game this week. We might have lost 10 games this year, but this next year I'm going to train like we're about to go 10-0. This next year I'm going to train like we're going to go undefeated. Yeah, I might not have gotten this tackle against Virginia Union, but next year I'm going to take this double team and my linebacker's going to floor and he's going to get the tackle in the backfield for a loss. So I've never been unmotivated by the lack of success from our program. It's only actually driven me to work harder because the lack of success. Because we didn't win a conference championship my freshman year, I came back harder. Sophomore year didn't happen, I came back harder. Junior year didn't happen, and this year was my senior year, so I did everything I could to bring as much notoriety to Lincoln football as I can as an individual. But I was never unmotivated. It made me work harder, and through trials and tribulations, through fire and fury, it produces diamonds. Pressure does one, two things, either bust pipe or it produces diamonds. And I did everything I could to make sure I came out as a diamond.
I love it, man. I absolutely love it, man. Speaking of motivation, is there anybody that keeps you motivated to chase your dreams? Coming from a smaller D2 school, I got to think there's something or somebody motivating you to keep it going.
Yeah, well, my motivation is homegrown. I'll be honest with you, I'm a mama's boy. And my mom was a single mother. She raised me and my brothers by herself. She came to every high school football game, whether she had to travel 10 minutes or 4 hours. And when I came to college, my mom was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. She had it for 5 years and didn't know it. And so she had got a hysterectomy, and she was supposed to do chemo. She didn't because the doctor said she didn't have to, and the doctor said you could as like protocol just to make sure we got it all out, but you didn't have to. And my mom, like as most times she did, she asked me my opinion. Of course, I told her, I said, if you don't need it, don't do it. Unfortunately, 2 years later, cancer came back on the liver. And so for the last year, my mom has been battling cancer, taking chemo to get rid of the cancer. And me being away from her is hard because I'm not there to go to chemo with her to motivate her. Or the only way I can motivate her is over the phone. And my mom sacrificed everything for me and my brothers. Literally, there were times where we would have everything for Christmas, and she didn't have a pair of shoes that she wanted to wear for church. So the opportunity to give my mom everything in life that she ever wanted but could never have keeps me going. And I want to be the person to do that. I want to be the person to buy my mom a new house. I want to be the person to give my mom a brand new car. And so my mom has always been my motivation, whether it was high school, college, and eventually the NFL. My mom always has and always will be my motivation.
It definitely sounds like a heck of a lady to be motivated for. Best believe that you and your family are in my prayers, man. I'm really sorry to hear that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Chris Schanfeld talking with 2015 NFL draft prospect, defensive tackle out of Lincoln University, Hosea Crooms. And Jose, during your junior season, you guys played two teams that I follow pretty closely, and that's Sacred Heart and St. Francis, both teams in which have a lot of offensive talent that you were able to go up against. Now, your answer to this question, maybe somebody from one of those two schools or maybe not, but who would you say is the best or most impressive player that you've played against throughout your 4 years at Lincoln? Anybody specific come to mind?
Lincoln, 4 years. Although Sacred Heart and St. Francis were some real tough teams, I would say what the most impressive player I've played against would have to be. There's a linebacker at my rival high school named Hosea Fleming.
Oh, Cheney University, right?
Yeah, he plays at Cheney. And he doesn't play offense because he's a linebacker. But I've never, in my life, seen somebody fly around the ball like that. And seeing him dissect our offense, I mean, I was amazed. When I say I was amazed, I've been amazed. He has been by far the best player I've ever played against. That's college, high school, Pop Warner. That guy's amazing. I think last year he averaged like 140 tackles. Yeah, he had 140 tackles last year.
Yeah, he's a heck of a player, Isaac.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Just to see what he does against a defense. I mean, the guy got a motor like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Just goes. He's the best player on this team, probably the best person in his conference, and clearly the best person I've ever played against.
Well, he's definitely a heck of a player. I actually had the pleasure of talking to him last month, and I know he was down there in the National Bowl with you, and we'll actually get to that in just a moment, but Isaiah Fleming is definitely a heck of a player, and I could definitely see that being one of the best players you've ever gone against. Moving on, Jose, if you had to single out one, what's the biggest or most memorable play that you've made during your college football career?
All right. We were playing Sacred Heart University. It was the first play of the drive. It was raining. It was very wet out. And my coach had called our base front, which means there was only 3 defensive linemen, and he called cover one because he was anticipating them throwing the ball. They hiked the ball. I came with a swim move, which is unusual because my move is a bull rush. I like to beat you with power. But I did one quick spin move, and I sacked the quarterback. The quarterback fumbled. I think on my highlight, it's the second play on my highlight tape as far as my quarterback rushing goes. And I sacked him. He caused a fumble, and they turned it over. And he turned the ball over to us. It took Sacred Heart, I think, 3 drives before they even scored on us. And that was big to me because all week, my coach kept pounding her head like, yo, this is big talent we're going against. This is not, Virginia State. This is not, any small school. We're going to get some big guys who have big men up front. So you got to play your best game this year. You got to play it this week. You got to play it. And he just kept drilling in my head. So I went out there and made that sack. It was just like, man, I felt like I was on top of the world out there for a second. Then I had to run to the sideline to catch my breath.
That's awesome. You definitely can't go wrong with a sack fumble against one of the more bigger teams that you guys have played against in Sacred Heart. And is there any chance that you've been able to talk to anybody that has given you any advice on what to expect during this draft process?
I've spoken with a couple of people who I know that went through the process. I have ex-teammates that went through the process, whether it was just guys I knew back home and played like Pop Warner ball, or guys that I actually did with at Lincoln. For the most part, it's still uncharted territory for me. And right now I'm going through the agent selection process and all of that stuff. But I do have a core group of mentors that I grew up with who've been trying to keep me level-headed through it all. And it's a journey that I'm ready I'm walking in now. So I'm just kind of learning every step of the way, if that makes sense.
And it certainly sounds like you're definitely ready for the next step. And once again, this is Chris Schanfeld talking with 2015 NFL Draft Prospect, defensive tackle out of Lincoln University, Hosea Crooms. And Jose, let's say there's an NFL general manager listening to this very interview. Why should he want defensive tackle Hosea Crooms out of Lincoln University a part of his team?
I've said this before, and it's going to always stay the same. Walter Payton Jerry Rice, Steve McNair, Robert Mathis, Michael Strahan, all came from small, historically black colleges. All of these guys have left their imprint and their mark on the National Football League. If you're looking for the next guy to come in, bring that hard work, that dedication, bring that chip on his shoulder because he felt like he was overlooked. He feels like nobody's gonna respect him, even when he's at the top of his game. I'm the guy. I'm the nose guard. I don't mind coming in the middle, taking on the double teams. I don't mind getting cut blocked so my linebackers can have free flow. And I do have a chip on my shoulder. And I'm ready to prove to everybody in the entire world that I'm the best nose guard that's out there. I believe you should look into me. I believe you should look at my film, analyze my film, break it down. Show me my weaknesses. Show me what I need to improve. Show me what I have done right. Show me what I need to do better. And I'm the nose guard that'll sit there, no matter how long I sit in the field room, no matter how much time it's going to take in the weight room, how much time it's going to take in conditioning. I'm ready to get it right, and I'm ready to produce for you and your entire franchise.
I couldn't say it better myself, Jose. I mean, you definitely sound, and I feel like I've said this about 10 times already. You sound ready. You sound motivated to have success at the next level. And you mentioned some of those greats that have come from the smaller schools. You know, Walter Payton, Robert Mathis, Jerry Rice. I mean, Steve McNair. Those are some of the greats in the NFL. And just because you come from a smaller school doesn't mean it couldn't be you. So it definitely sounds like you're ready. Jose, what would you say is your biggest strength as a defensive tackle?
My biggest strength is two things: my size and my strength. Right now I'm sitting at 365 pounds, 6'2". Strength-wise, I'm benching 475. I'm squatting 650 plus. Nose guards aren't necessarily the tallest guys on the team. They're not necessarily the fastest guys on the team. Casey Hampton, Vince Wilfork, guys like that. What we are is we're guys who's going to take the double team so that your three technique can beat a man one-on-one to get in the backfield. Also, we free up our linebackers. Another thing we do is we collapse the pocket up the middle so the quarterback can't step up to get his throwing motion correct. And with my size, my strength, I'm pushing guys up the middle. I'm demanding the double team. Everything you need for your defense to run efficiently. And that's what I believe my strengths are. That's just me as being the player. But I like to think that those are my strengths.
What about a weakness? Is there anything specific that you'll be taking some time to improve on during the off season?
Well, all of my time, all of it was designed in the weight room is being put towards my conditioning. I need to get in better shape. 365 pounds is kind of heavy. I would like to be more around the 340, 335 pound range. So conditioning, getting in better shape is definitely the one thing that I need to improve on. And it's not a bad thing because at the end of the day, it's only going to make me a better player.
Mm-hmm. Well, as you know, Lincoln University isn't the most well-known school out there, and they don't have the biggest list of players that have made it to the NFL. Why do you feel that you could add your name to that list? Why do you feel that you can have success in the NFL?
Growing up, I always believed that the only answer to a failed dream is a person who started to believe in failure. And my dream has always been to play in the NFL. Coming out of high school, I was told that I couldn't play college. After I didn't go to the University of Illinois, I was told that I wouldn't play in college. Then I got to college. People told me I wouldn't start. Right now, I'm a 4-year starter. I started 36 out of 40 games. And now that's done. And now I'm ready to take what's always been my dream and be an NFL football player. And I've never allowed outside criticism to get to me. So what I'm saying is I believe it. I believe that I can play in the NFL. And if you ask me, because I'm big in faith, I'm big in spirituality, once I believe something, the only way for me not to accomplish it is for me to believe that I can't do it. And I believe at all points across the board that I can get there. I believe that I've been blessed with the tools and the talent to get me to that point. All I have to do is work hard.
Chris Shanfeld talking to 2015 NFL draft prospect, defensive tackle, nose guard out of Lincoln University, Hosea Crooms. And Jose, just a couple more questions and then I'll let you go. I really do appreciate your time. It's definitely been a treat speaking with you. If you would compare yourself to a defensive tackle or a nose guard currently playing in the NFL, I know you mentioned Casey Hampton and Vince Wilfork earlier, and I also see that your name on Twitter is Baby Wilfork. Are those two guys that you would compare yourself to?
Yes. More Wilfork than Casey. Those of you that watch the Pittsburgh Steelers, you know Casey Hampton is 1-2 down out. Wilfork is 3 downs. He might come out if the drive goes for a first down. But I believe that those are the guys that my game is fashioned after, which is good because there's not that many nose guards right now. There's not that many big nose guards. A lot of teams are switching to what I call a hybrid lineman. Really, it's an out-of-shape linebacker that's playing defensive tackle or nose guard, but they don't have the size and strength as the Casey Hampton or Wilfork. And I believe that my game is definitely fashioned after Wilfork and Hampton. If you watch my highlight film, I believe the first minute and a half is goal line defense. Against Cheney, I had 3 tackles on the 1-yard line to end their drive. On the 1-yard line. It was one drive. I had 3 or 4 tackles. Against Shaw University, it was 3rd and 2 on the 3rd and goal on the 2-yard line. I came and made 2 tackles in that. And I did it on 3 other games where I just demolished them on the goal line. And that's something that definitely Casey did. That's something that Wilfork still does. If you have Wilfork on the goal line, you're not running up the middle. It's just not going to happen. You have a better chance at a play action pass or maybe running a power to the outside. So you're not going up the middle. And that's something I've always prided myself after being the biggest guy on the field and just straight up telling you, you're not running in my gap. Try somewhere else.
Well, one thing that you said that definitely stuck out to me was that NFL teams are going with the out-of-shape linebacker to play defensive tackle, nose guard. I absolutely love it. And last but not least, Jose, I know just last weekend you participated in the National Bowl, a college all-star game for some of these smaller school standouts. How was that experience, and is there any chance that you're able to speak to any scouts out there?
Yes, I spoke with a couple scouts while I was out there. I definitely got to say, hands down, that was the best game I've ever played in my life. Just being out there with guys who love the game just as much as you do, and we're all chasing the same goals, same dreams. Of course, it's at different positions, but I mean, there was never a moment in practice. Even the water breaks were intense. It was always intense. It was always a level of competition. I really enjoyed myself. Immediately after the game, I couldn't go to the after party because I had to get on the road to come back here to take finals on Monday morning. But it was definitely an experience that I think I will always cherish. I was fortunate enough to be the starting nose guard for the Navy Nation in the FCS National Bowl. And those guys that I played along on the defensive line, I gotta say, man, those were some top tier defensive linemen. When I became the starter, I gotta say, I was shocked because going into it, I had seen the roster, I had seen the height of these guys, I had seen the weight on it, and I was like, oof, this is gonna be an uphill battle. But for me to go out there and display my talent in front of those scouts, I want to say it was 40 plus scouts out there, over 13 or 14 NFL teams. And to be able to display my talent, I had the first tackle of the game. So I'm taking that, and I want everybody to know I had the first tackle of the game. They tried to run outside sweep, and he ran into the offensive tackle, and the running back ran into his offensive tackle, and I jumped on him. So I definitely enjoyed myself. I appreciate everyone that made the sacrifices to help get me down to the FCS National Bowl, and I appreciate the opportunity. Mike is a great guy. I appreciate him and his staff for putting that game on, man.
Well, it was absolutely, I was able to follow it through Twitter. I tried watching it through the stream. For some reason, the stream was down, at least it was for me, but I was definitely keeping up with it, and it definitely sounds like it was a great experience. It sounds like it was an experience of a lifetime that you'll always cherish, and who knows, maybe that's what'll give you that opportunity to play at the next level. And Jose, that's really all I got for you. I know this interview's dragged on for about 25 minutes or so. I didn't expect it to be this long. I apologize for not giving you a heads up, but it really was a true treat to just speak with you and talk about this journey of yours. Before I let you go, is there anything else you have for us?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for this opportunity, man. I mean, to hear my story, to understand where I come from, and I want to say once again, thank you. Thanks for everyone that's listening, and follow me as I follow Christ, and we're going to get this journey going.
Hey, it's going to be fun watching your career and how it develops, Jose. I really do appreciate your time, and I'm wishing you nothing but the best. Hopefully we can keep in touch, man. Take care, all right?
All right, thanks, big guy.